So, good evening. Welcome back to another member stream. I'm spoiling you guys, 2 in 2 days. We're doing another one on Thursday. If you're a level 2 or level 3 member, come back and join in on that. Jump on camera on Thursday. Tonight, it's going to be slightly different. It's just me and Claude on the camera. And Claude's loving life. He's got his water tonight. It's very hot in London. It's actually hotter in London than it is in Spain at the moment. And we're going to get some questions in for Claude. I did see the questions you guys posted on the community tab earlier. I'll go through them and we'll take a few in the chat as well. But how you been, Claude? You good?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, it was a good night last night, wasn't it? In Milan, good game of football. Enjoyed that, and then we watched the extra time, which wasn't that great, really. But it was a good night. We had a good chat, didn't we? So it was a good night. Yeah,
it was decent, man. It was decent, and it was a good game of football. It's nice seeing two teams actually have a go, isn't it?
Yeah. What you get with the one-off game, but the other thing is looking at Copenhagen, Man United, it looked like they're just sitting back and waiting for penalties.
Yeah, it did look a bit like that. 28 shots, I think United had, didn't they? And it took a penalty to win it. So, penalty FC.
We predicted that the night before there'd be a penalty, weren't we?
No, it was good though. It was actually nice to see a European game decided on the night rather than over 2 legs, because sometimes when you get them 2 legs, like teams like you said, Copenhagen, I think they must have thought it was over 2 legs. They were just sitting in the edge of their box. But it was nice that the game we watched, the Inter Milan Leverkusen game, they both went for it. Inter Milan should have won that about 7 or 8. Yeah, they were missing chance after chance. But yeah, that was a really good game. I enjoyed that. And it's nice to get different teams as well, rather than just doing the Premier League teams all the time. But yeah, it's good. And how are you getting on with your channel? You hit 25k yet? That's what I want to know.
No, a couple of hundred, 2,500 short, I think, at the moment. But
there you go.
We'll get there eventually. No rush.
Yeah.
Tortoise
in the hair, Claude. Tortoise in the hair. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
But let me get your channel link, and I'll stick it in the description of this video as well, and the chat. Yeah. So if anyone, for whatever reason, isn't subscribed to Claude, you can do so, because the link will be in the description and the chat. But we'll get into some of these questions. Yeah. 1 sec. Let me just do that. There we go. The link's in there. Right. So. Big up all the members who put a comment and a question up for Claude earlier on, and I'll come through some of the chat room shortly. Yeah, let me just rifle through these. Dr. Viraj earlier said, Lee, ask Claude if Alexander Lacazette should be sold this summer after having a disappointing season. Consider the fact that he was our player of the season last season. Would you sell him?
I think he's got 2 years left of his contract. He's not signing. It doesn't seem to be signing an extension. We can get a good price for him. Yeah, I mean, it opens up a bit more cash for us as well. We've got Martinelli coming through. I would sell him. I would take a chance and sell him. Yeah.
How much do you think we can get for him?
I think we still get about 30-40 million easy, between 30 and 40 million quid.
Yeah, I agree. I think when I saw the other day, it was 30 million quid he was linked to a move. I thought 30 million is a bit cheap, but then when you realise he has only got 2 years left, or less than 2 years now, and he hasn't had a great season, and COVID, that's going to drop the prices a little bit. Yeah, anything over 30 million can be used somewhere else, couldn't it? And like you said, we've got Martinelli, we've got Aubameyang if he signs. Which leads me on nicely to the next question from Bertrand. Big up Bertrand. He says, does Aubameyang signing a new deal indicate he has no ambition?
In a way, I think he's making a big sacrifice. Yeah, I look. I'm going to speak. We all want him to sign because we're biased. We want him to sign because we want. How can I put it? We're great. We need him. We need him badly. But for his career and how he wants to, if he wants to be challenging for titles and winning titles, he has to, for his own good. It would have been better for him to move on. But he's made the sacrifice and we should we should be happy that he's made that sacrifice for us to stay on. But is he ambitious? How can I say it? Does he want to be just a top goal scorer and the main man at a club that's going between 5th and 8th? Or does he want to win titles? I don't know.
It also depends on if anyone's actually come in for him.
Yeah, so that's another point. Yeah, I mean, would he be still here if Barcelona did come in big with a big bid? That's another. Yes, it's a great point.
Yeah,
no one come in.
Yeah, maybe that is the case. Maybe nobody has actually genuinely come in for him, because if Barcelona come calling, it's really difficult to say no. Yeah, same with Real Madrid. We've seen Eden Hazard go to Madrid. Although he's had a shit season, he went to Madrid. And we've seen years back, Thierry Henry, Claude, Alex Son, all these other players. And I'm not putting all of them players.
He was younger when he left us. He was younger, remember. He still had good years left. And he was 29, when he left Arsenal?
Yeah, 29, 30, just coming 30, I think, yeah.
And he made the decision that he could see that we weren't going to be challenging. So he thought, look, I've got a chance. I've got to make my opportunity and try and win the Champions League. And that's what he's done. He went to Barcelona and won the Champions League.
Yeah, quite easily as well. He actually had a big
one become an even, he is an Arsenal legend, but he could have even been a bigger legend by staying. David O'Leary, in the end, made that sacrifice for Arsenal. But I remember 79, 80, Stapleton, Brady has gone. Brady went 1 year, then Stapleton went next year. And then O'Leary decided out of them to stay on. He could easily have gone on. But he was patient. He had to wait 8 years before he won the title again. And then he won the FA Cup with us, and he won 2 titles and won the cup. But see, he was still young. See, but
yes, that's the thing about me.
Everyone has got that. Brady, of course, wanted a different challenge, and Stapleton went on. He won FA Cups with Man United, but it wasn't. He didn't win title. He wasn't part when they won the league, was he? So, but with with Aubameyang, I think that is the real crust of it. I don't think anyone's come in. Not anyone major. I think it would have been maybe if someone like Chelsea had come in, but I don't think he would have done it, because I think he would have been.
You don't think he would have gone Chelsea?
No, I think he wouldn't have.
I don't think Chelsea went.
He's that type. He wouldn't want to upset. He's not like he hasn't got that streak about it where he would just say, "Oh fuck, I can care less about the fans what they think." And I think in that respect, I don't think he would have gone Chelsea. I don't think he would have gone to an English club. So if a top club abroad comes in, then that's different.
See, that's the thing. As a top club come in, like Barcelona, Madrid, PSG,
even Bayern Munich.
Yeah, do any of these clubs need him? I know Suarez is coming towards the end.
Exactly. So when you're looking at Barcelona, they've got Suarez,
Messi. They're coming towards the end now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So maybe, but then if he's going there, it's to replace Suarez, not play with Suarez. Yeah, if Madrid, they've got
Suarez. Suarez is still at the top of his game. He's not Messi. Even Messi, you saw him the other night.
No, it was quality. It's just a joke.
The only problem is with Barcelona now. I think they don't have that great midfield behind that they used to have, don't they?
Yeah, their midfield's finished, mate. They need to spend a lot of money on that.
That's where they need to be investing.
Yeah, that's why they're trying to get rid of Ousmane Dembele and get rid of Coutinho, because there are massive money between them, and then they want to try and reinvest that. But yeah, I agree, man. I don't think Aubameyang would have gone to Chelsea, but I don't think Chelsea were even in for him. Yeah, they've just gone and bought Timo Werner, who's what, 7 years younger.
Even Manchester United they've got
Greenwood, Martial, they've got
Rashford, and I mean,
and then if you look at Bayern Munich,
Liverpool have got what? They've got
Mane, Firmino, Salah. That front three is ridiculous. But then if you look at Bayern Munich as well, Bayern Munich has still got Lewandowski, and he's still banging goals in fun. Yeah. So would he get in their team? I'm not so sure up front. He might do on the wing, and maybe
Italy and Juventus. I don't know, but
I don't know. Listen, he'd get in Juve's team up front over Higuain, that's for sure.
Yeah,
he's useless, mate. Would he get in on the left-hand side over Ronaldo? Ronaldo kind of floats though, doesn't he? Ronaldo plays.
Yeah, Ronaldo can play anywhere. Ronaldo can play anywhere on that.
And I think Aubameyang likes being the main man. Yeah, I think he likes that. If he went to Juve,
I think that's why he will stay. That's why he's staying at Arsenal.
That leads me on to.
I'm not sure. To be honest with you, which is not, in a way, it's not a good sign. I think he's not that mentally. He thinks, well, I just want to enjoy my football, whether we win trophies or not win trophies. He hasn't got that. How can
he won the FA Cup. He won the FA Cup. He scored twice in the final.
Yeah, I'm talking about the big ones. You know,
the big trophies. Yeah. Let me move on to the next question. This is a good question. Sports Genius, thanks for your question, mate. It's actually two questions. I'll start with the first one. Why do you think fans got so upset with Emery and not Arteta when they've had similar results? That's the first question. He's put a two-part question. I'll let you answer that, and then I'll come to the second bit of it. Yeah. Why do you think Emery's the scapegoat and Arteta's had the free pass, even though their results are very similar?
I think it's because he's an ex-player, is for one, as well. I think that they can. How can I put it? I think they're just. Oh, it's a hard one. It's a difficult one. I think also the FA Cup is winning the trophy is giving him that extra lift with the fans as well.
Yeah,
that's one thing that's gone in the fans' favour, and I think they can see that the fans are taken in by the players as well, because there's a lot of players reacting to say how they're enjoying it, and if fans can see that the players are enjoying Arteta, yeah, they side with it. They can the players love him. So with Emery, they could see that the players were really taking the piss out of him. There were the shots in training where
they're laughing at him and stuff.
Laughing at him, and that goes through to the fan, and also the media. The fans are actually brainwashed by the media as well. The media is very, very pro Arteta, aren't they? Whereas with Emery, they were on him. They were really on him.
Why do you think that is? Because they're both Spanish. Obviously, Unai Emery couldn't speak English that great. His English was as bad as my Spanish, yeah. But do you think that that's because of the language barrier, or do you think it's because Pep's the golden child, and Wenger was the Messiah, and Arteta's worked with both? Yeah, do you think
that's another thing. You see, you've got fans believing, oh well, look, he's worked under Guardiola, so he's gonna be brilliant as well. But that doesn't always work, because I remember, I'll go back to the old days when Brian Clough and Peter Taylor, fantastic partnership.
Yeah.
When Peter Taylor went on his own, he was useless. When Brian Clough went on his own, it's only when they were together they were successful. But when they went apart, they couldn't work. It didn't work. So that is another thing. Sometimes people think, oh, because you could say that with McLaren under
under Fergie, class, wasn't it?
Carlos Queiroz.
Yeah,
great partnership. Brian Kidd under Fergie. What did he do as manager? And now look where he is. He's under Guardiola, one of the coaches under Guardiola. But doesn't necessarily mean because you're under this person and you've taken that under Guardiola, you're going to immediately become a great manager yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The one thing I like about Arteta, I said this to you the other day, I think, or to Chig, I can't remember, is that he gets what the old Arsenal was, the classy Arsenal, the marble halls, all of that one. Yeah, he gets it. He does get that. Yeah, and he is trying to instill that into the club now. The thing that I think is going to fuck him up, and I genuinely do think it'll fuck him up, is he ain't going to get the players he wants, which is the same as what Unai Emery had. Unai Emery wanted players. He didn't get served up them players. They served him up someone else, because ultimately it's Ralston, Haley, Edu and Vinay that are picking the players. Yeah. Yes, he might have a say in it, like he did with David Luiz's new contract. I'd imagine he had a say in that. Pablo Marie, he probably had a say in that. But when it comes down to the crunch and he wants, I don't know, let's say we want to go and buy a Thomas Partey. Yeah, if the club can't get that Thomas Partey deal done for whatever reason, yeah, the club will go, right, well, we can't get you in, but he's all right. Yeah, we'll give you in. You just have to work with that. And if Arteta says, well, I don't really want him, I'd rather go with nothing if I can't get Partey, then and that's why I think that when we see Pepe when he first came, Unai Emery never played him, barely played him, because it wasn't his guy. And then there was that tug of war above saying, well, hang on, we've just done 72 million on this geezer and you're benching him. Yeah, and that for me is still an issue now. Yeah, yes, Emery had to go. He weren't good enough. Yeah, and you were the first one to call him out, Baku. Yeah. Has anyone apologised to you yet, mate? Has anyone apologised yet? For all the heat you had off of that. Has anyone apologised yet?
No, I don't expect apologies, but you know what? There's one certain character, won't name his name, right? Who said after the game to me, I won't give him his name because I don't want to embarrass him, but there's one character that come up to me after the game, after that Baku game, said, would agree with me, but he said, I won't do it in public. Because, and then he said, when he actually got to say it, he said, that was a brave call. I wouldn't have done it. He actually said to me, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it myself. I wouldn't have done it because you're going to get a lot of stick if it goes wrong. I don't care. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I say what I feel at the time. Yeah. I can't be worrying about what people are going to think of me after. Of course, I've made errors, and I'm going to. If Arteta succeeds, and I'm going to be, people are going to have a go at me about that as well, and they'll be happy that, because that means we're doing right. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I wish I was wrong on a lot of these things. I wish I was wrong.
Yeah, but this is the thing, Claude. Right? When we won the cup the other week, everyone was more interested in what I said about Arteta 4 months ago than actually enjoying in the cup. But guess what? Enjoying the cup win, because if he proves me wrong, we're doing all right, aren't we? Yeah, and I just look at it and I think that Unai Emery, he had to.
A lot of people, right? We all make mistakes, and we all say things, and we're wrong sometimes, right? It's what we see at the time and what we feel at the time, yeah. Yeah. See, but then don't make an issue of it. Don't make such an issue of it, because celebrate the team's win. Celebrate, and why we. There was one on our group, on our chat group, pushing it too much, pushing it too much, rather than and that was on the day we won the cup in the chat group. Instead of going on about how great the winning that cup was, he was pushing that all night on that, and that annoyed me. That was annoying. That was really annoying.
Let me come on to the second question that Sport Genius asked in that. He said, do you like the new single game knockout format in the Champions League and Europa League?
It has to be done because there's no choice because of the time limit. But I do like it because it's a one-off. It's like the World Cup, isn't it? So it's one-off tournament, brilliant. And there's no cagey sort of football. Everyone go like last night. You saw a nice open game of football, didn't you?
Yeah, that Inter Milan game was quality. Absolutely quality. And can I just say as well, I've taken the piss out of Lukaku at times. He was fucking unplayable at times last night. He was really good. Yeah, yes, it's a different league, blah, blah, blah. His goal that he scored last night was brilliant. The way he just got the ball, he spun the defender, bang. Yeah, he was really good last night. Yes, he misses sitters, blah, blah, blah. I get that. Let me move on to Robert Smith's comment. He says, if you It's a good job you're sitting down with this one, mate. It says, if you're a member of the board, what is the first? What would you do first to make the team better? If you're a member of the board, what was the first thing you would do to make the team better?
Sell after players. Put them all up for sale. You're up. Sell.
Stand outside with the sandwich board over your head. Yeah, like, yeah, fire sale. Come on,
yeah.
2 for 1.
Yeah, I'll even go here. Buy one, get one free. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's what you could do with half of our lot. You could do buy one, get one free.
Buy 3 for 2. Like 3 for 2, buy one, get one free. Yeah, no, I agree. A lot of that squad have got to go, mate. But do you know what I think?
Going back to that point you said about this is a great point you made about Emery or Arteta not getting in the players. It's a very worrying thing here because you go on about Luiz. Was Luiz's decision to keep for another year? Was it
Arteta's decision?
We don't know exactly. We don't know whether that was Arteta's decision because I'm not being funny. He's giving penalties away. He's all over the place, isn't he? And we're suddenly giving him a contract.
But now that's down to Arteta. If it isn't his player, to drop him next season. Yeah, if he does drop him next season, it could then be like another Pepe one. We then sit there and go, "Oh, hang on a minute." Like, I'll give you an example. The best example is Mesut Ozil. Something's gone on there before lockdown or during lockdown, to the point now where he don't even get in squads. Whereas before, he was Arteta's man. Yeah, he played every game. So they've said something to him and said, you ain't playing him. That is not Arteta's decision. Yes, he might have had a hand in that, but he hasn't come out and gone, oh, he ain't taking a pay cut or he's not doing this or he's done that. I'm just banishing him. That is above him. Yeah, and when you've got a football club that is being managed by people above the manager or the coach, that is destined for failure, mate. Yeah, that is always going to go Pete on. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. I know a lot of people don't like Jose Mourinho. I get it, but that's one of the reasons why he didn't take the job. He said that he didn't like the structure above him at the club, whereas at Tottenham, whether he's a success there or not remains to be seen. But at Tottenham, he deals direct with Daniel Levy. Yeah, whereas at Arsenal, it's, oh, speak to Raul, speak to Edu, oh, speak to Vinay. There's too many cooks, mate. Yeah, and they're all having their say. And then Arteta, he's done all right. Listen, don't get it twisted. To win an FA Cup's decent, yeah.
But listen, I agree. I will say though, I'll balance it out though. If you look at the games, I don't know what's happened there with my screen. Oh my god, my screen's gone.
Just move forward a bit. Move forward a tad.
Don't know what's happened. It's gone. My screen's gone now.
Turn it off, man. Just go with the green behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop into my other studio. Give me 2 minutes. Yeah.
Come into my office, yeah.
What's that? What's it on the cam?
Go to camera and mic, yeah, and then it's a green screen, and then just turn it off. Just take the picture off. There we go. Right. Let me answer this real quick before the super chat goes. Yeah. Hey guys, with the loan fee and wages we'd have to pay Ceballos, can we get Kia Jarabchin to find a young Portuguese or Brazilian midfielder to purchase instead? From Vegas Gunner. Thank you, Vegas Gunner. Appreciate that. Dani Ceballos would cost around 25 million. If we was to loan him, maybe 8 million plus wages. So let's say he's on 80 grand a week. Let's be conservative. Let's say 50 grand a week. That's £2.5 million plus 8 million. So it costs 10 million to loan him next season. Can we find the Portuguese or Brazilian kid in midfield as the same level as Dani Ceballos for 10 to 12 million quid? I don't know. If you're asking, can we find one cheaper than 25, 28 million to buy Dani Ceballos? Yeah, all day long. There's a kid out there that's better than Dani Ceballos somewhere. But I do think we are going to keep Dani Ceballos. What do you think? Do you think we'll keep him?
Yeah, I think it'll probably be another extended loan. I think because I think he's still not really sure whether he wants to stay for more than the 1 year. I think you've got to remember, before he actually started getting into the team, I mean, at first he wasn't getting in, was he? I don't know whether it was.
No, he played the opening day, didn't he? And he was 10 out of 10 against Burnley. Then we didn't see him.
No, once he got the second part, since the lockdown, he's been brilliant, hasn't he? He's been
class. Absolutely class.
I actually think everyone going on about Aubameyang in the final, I thought he was the big reason we won that game on the other day. And I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay on, and I think he should stay on. For another year at least, and hopefully it might. I mean, 30 million, could we grab him for 30 million? 25, 30 million?
Yeah, I personally think if we can get him for less than 25 million, we've had a deal. Anything over that, it's debatable. The only reason I'm saying that is because of the Granit Xhaka 35 million fee. So if it's around 30, I know that was a long time ago and money's moved on, but then you've got the Corona. He's not really wanted at Madrid. Yeah, it's 35 million for a player that's all right. He's not great. It's been great since we come back. But before that, it was like, I don't know. But he has been very good. I would keep him. Maybe a loan. And don't forget the Euros is next summer as well. Yeah, so he's going to want to try and get in that Spain national team. So he's going to...
They want regular first team football, That's what I'm saying. And they ain't going to get that at Real Madrid. Although, not going to get it at Real Madrid, man.
Thank you to Reese and to Cash Chuckers for your new memberships. Thank you very much. Let me read this as well while we're here very quickly before it goes off the screen. Now come to some other questions. Thank you again, mate. Appreciate that. I know you don't quite agree, but I'm absolutely having kittens over Ceballos. When he settled, he turned our season and Xhaka around. We have no one else in that role, passing and linking play. Pay it. I don't. Thank you very much for that, mate. Appreciate that. When he's good, he's brilliant. Yeah, against Aston Villa away, we only made 2 tackles in the first half. Yeah, he made them both. And it was like, okay, you're making tackles. And I remember Watford away. Do you remember Emery subbed him at half time? That was the game that Xhaka said he was scared. Everyone was scared that day and we're 2-0 up. He was absolutely brilliant that day. He was getting stuck.
That was a bit strange when he done that,
Yeah. It's weird.
They had about 20 shots, didn't they, in the second half?
They battered us, mate. Absolutely battered us in that second half. I think they had 32 shots in the end. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I think if we can get him for around 25 million quid, I think that's a good bit of business.
And that's why Emery went, because the players didn't want to play for him anymore. You could see in that game.
Yeah, this is the thing. Just coming back to Emery real quick, the language barrier fucked him up, mate. Yeah,
big time.
Yeah, and it didn't help that the players were taking the piss out of him. He should have got an interpreter. That's what he should have done, like Pochettino when he went to Southampton. Yeah, I think that would have helped. Or what he should have done is he should have got somebody that knows the club properly and have him as a number 2. Yeah. So like get Freddie in there. Yeah. Get Steve Bold, whoever, just somebody. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
But don't you think the club messed up there really in the appointment? I mean, this is a massive job. Just lost a bloke that's that's been there to over 20 odd years, and you're employing a guy that can't speak English, mate. And it's a big job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you've got to have someone, that can actually speak. Either can speak it a little bit and have a bit of an interpreter there.
Do you know what? I agree to a certain degree, but then at the opposite side, when we signed him in the 4 years previous, from the day we signed him 4 years back, thank you, he was the most successful manager in Europe in trophies. So on paper, yes, I know.
Winning the Europa League, yeah.
Yeah, but he was at PSG, won trophies at PSG, at Seville.
And PSG, and all right, that league. I mean, not be fine. You could put.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you could put me and Ty in charge of PSG, and we'll win the Let's be honest now. Come on. I mean, I agree with you, but what I'm saying is the Europa League to me is like winning 3 League Cups, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I suppose. It's still a European trophy, though, which is something that we haven't had for a long time. And even though it's not the big one, it's still a European trophy. And do you know what, yeah? He doesn't get enough credit, I think. He's been made the scapegoat for this season, yeah? When, let's be real, we had 13 league games this season and we were 1 point off 5th when he got sacked. Man United and Tottenham below us, yeah? They both finished above us, right? He got us to a Europa League final. I don't care how shit we played all season. He got us to a Europa League final. Yes, we got embarrassed. Yeah. It was embarrassing. Yes, we bottled the final 6-8 games or whatever, yeah? But would anyone take 5th now rather than 8th in an FA Group?
And I'll keep making this point. Brighton, Aston Villa,
Leicester, we dropped points, yeah.
2 teams who were hammered by Man U and Chelsea, yeah, by the way. Brighton, Aston Villa, a Tottenham team that couldn't even get a shot on target against Bournemouth, who were relegated, right? Yeah. And Leicester, who everyone, I mean, they were collapsing against everyone, weren't they, towards the end of the season?
Yeah.
Right? And when they managed to get a draw against us, right? That's 11 points. That 11 points
we're top 4
into the top 4.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's not been good. It's not good what he's done. I mean, whatever. I don't care. I mean, everyone can say, we would prefer the FA Cup to winning top 4. No.
I would. I'd prefer a trophy over top 4. Yeah, I'd prefer a trophy.
But it doesn't work like that. Because a lot of these people that say it, right?
We weren't saying it when we were getting 4th. Yeah. Right? When we got 4th, the FA Cup, it's the shit cup. Do you know what I mean? But this is the thing. He also knocked us out in Europe, which Emery got us to the final. Wenger before that, the season before, got us to the semi. And let's be real, if Koscielny hadn't have fucked up in that semi-final at home, we would have got to the final that season under Wenger. Yeah, so, the jury's still out on him. Yes, fantastic, we've won the FA Cup, great. But let's have it right. People slag off VAR, we all do it. I hate VAR. But without VAR, we wouldn't have even got through past Sheffield United because they scored 2 goals that were offside. And VAR wasn't offside.
You're saying that, right? But everyone was saying, I don't want to be in the Europa League again, right? But if we don't win the Champions League and if we win the Champions League, right, and didn't win the FA Cup, if we're in the top 4 and didn't win the FA Cup, we would have been in the Champions League and not in the Europa League. So all these people that were moaning, I don't want to be in the Champions, I don't want to be in Europe, I'd rather finish 9th and nowhere. But then they're saying they'd rather win the FA Cup that goes into the Europa League, right? Rather than finish top 4. So where does that make any sense to you?
Mate, do you know what, Claude?
Do you know where I'm coming from on here? Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Football fans are the most hypocritical, fickle, flip-floppy people. We've all done it. Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I've said stuff and then thought, 5 weeks later. Actually, I shouldn't have said that.
High up in social media, exactly like that as well.
But this is the thing, like social media is unforgiving, man. Everyone remembers. Let me come on to a few more questions here as well. Claude, do you think Partey, who is our main target, will come to Arsenal? That's from Jahed. Shahid, one of the members of the channel, of course. Do you think Thomas Partey will come to Arsenal?
The big problem with that is we're doing the barring on that, aren't we? We're not if we really want him and we wanted him big time, we'd have met that release clause, wouldn't we? Yeah, we're not meeting it. I'm not sure whether the board want to pay the money. I don't think they want it. I don't know if they really want him. If you want a player, you've got to be aggressive. You go in there and you go in. You don't know all this.
Yeah, if you want him, you go and get him. It's as simple as that. You go and get him.
Wait till the end of October, and then someone else.
Look at Chelsea. Bang. We want Timo Werner. We're having him. Timo Werner can now not play for RB Leipzig again this season, and they're still in the fucking Champions League.
Exactly.
Yeah, they said, we're paying your buyout clause. You're now ours. Yeah, you're ours. Get in. If we went and done that with Thomas Partey, he wouldn't be playing in the Champions League this week with Atletico Madrid. You paid the fucking money. Yeah, I do think we'll get Partey, but it's going to drag on and on and on. And it's like
with Sancho now. The reason they're trying to get him cheap, and they want. And Dortmund are in the right and pole position. They can ask for what they want because they're on a 4-year contract, and they can say, "Well, you're on 3-year contract, mate. You're not going anywhere. You signed the contract for 3 years. If United want you, they pay that money, and that's it. Get them, and they get their man. That's what they're holding on. See that?
Yeah.
With these players, if you've got someone on 3-year contract, either you pay up, or you're not going to get the player. That's it.
Let me come on to Neftali's comments. He was actually the first ever.
By the way, I don't think it's worth 120 million.
No, yeah, nobody's worth that. Big up Neftali for your comment earlier, mate. He was the first member of the channel. If you want to become a member, hit the member option. It's in the description. Feel free. It says, with rumours Arteta is looking to play Willian at number 10. Do you feel with the transfer saga going on with Partey and Guendouzi, more out and in, etc., in midfield with lacking quality, does David Luiz get a starting berth at CDM? He's shown he can do and break the lines with deep passes from his own half.
No. Can't go down that road. The only way Luiz can play for us is if he sticks to the. Apparently, someone was saying to me that he wants to go back to the 4, and I can't see Luiz playing if we go back to 4 at the back. I can't. It doesn't. The only way it works if there's a 3 there. Otherwise, it doesn't. You know, as for in central, no, I don't think so. Would you play now? Would you play now, Lee?
I wouldn't have David Luiz playing Gunnosaurus, mate, for the day, let alone playing in the first team. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I would not have him in there at all.
There's another one. There's another one. Another player, Maitland-Niles. Arteta wants to keep him, but he's been told to sell. I mean, I don't see. There's already a sign there that he's not got control.
Yeah, he's not got control.
If he's in charge of the football team and he's seeing what's ahead and he wants to keep that certain player, who is Raul to tell him you've got to sell? Who's it to tell him? If he sees that means, I mean, who's picking the team? Who's? So we might, if that's the case, we might as well have Raul in charge of the team.
Yes, that's what I was saying earlier. Unai Emery wanted Wilfried Zaha because he's ready now. We go, there's Nicola Pepe, bruv. Nicola Pepe sits on the bench week in, week out, and we're going, why the fuck have we done 72 million on a player? When Emery leaves, he goes, well, I didn't want him. I wanted Zaha.
So, yeah.
The club wanted Zaha. The club said, no, you're having Pepe. If that's the problem with Arteta's doomed. Yeah?
And this is the problem for me, and a big problem, and and this is where I was wrong, because I thought, it's a great idea having these directors good to give the. I don't think it's a great idea. I think you're better off having the coach and one person, and that's it. And then
100%.
I want to get on with it.
I've got 3 more comments from earlier, and then we'll take a few in the live chat as well. Yeah. Let me ask this one from Dr.
There's too many people getting involved. You've got him, you've got Raul, Edu, all the.
Yeah.
One's can say, "Oh, yeah, I want this, I want this, I want this," and there's no real decision being made, and it's bullshit.
Yeah. No, I agree, mate. I agree. Let me come to this comment from Dr. Viraj from earlier. He said, why haven't Arsenal been able to produce... This is a great question, by the way. Why have Arsenal not been able to produce a top-notch centre-back through the academy? The last one that came through was Tony Adams.
Because we've got no defensive coach. We haven't got no one that can coach them at the back.
Yeah, we've always been attack. It's always attack. Express yourself.
You can see the way our defence plays that we haven't got a coaching system there. They're not coached properly.
Yep. Let's go on to the next one. Nearly 1,000 people watching this. So if you are watching it, smash a like on the video first and foremost. Secondly, subscribe to Guna Claude TV. Sorry, I keep doing it. Claude and the Bansters. Subscribe to him now. I'm going to get his link up any second now, and I'll stick it in the chat room. Yeah. So Claude and the I do it every time. Guna Claude. I don't know why I keep doing that. Claude and there we go. So we'll get your channel link. Let me come with this question from Sate. Says, what is your view on our relationship with Kia Jarabchin and us getting rid of all the scouts? Do you think using data and agent relationship is going to move us forward, or the opposite? Good question.
No, I don't believe in data. I believe in seeing a player in the flesh and watching him over certain and watching and looking at his character and everything. I don't believe in all this data nonsense at all. That's Gazidis stuff, that is. And
Did you know this? Yeah, did you know this? Right, Stat DNA is owned by Arsenal Football Club. Did you know that?
I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's because it's what you see with your own fucking eyes. All this bullshit with stats. Stats are so misleading.
Mate, the stats this season show that Mustafi's had a better season than Van Dijk.
Well, exactly. There you go. And that says it all, doesn't it? That says it all.
I'm spamming the chat with Claude's channel link, so go and subscribe to Claude if you haven't. Let's get some questions for the next 5 minutes or so out of the chat room. Thank you to everyone who has took part. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description. There's 3 different levels. Obviously, the higher you go up, you get the one below as well. If you go to top tier, level 3, you get both below as well. So, and thank you very much to Claude as well for coming on, giving up his time.
No, again. I mean, anytime you want me on, I'm doing nothing else, mate. So,
okay. You know. Right. So, wifey, who sat right there, saying, read my comment. Read my comment. You don't get special treatment, all right?
Who's this, Steffi? Who is this? Nice bird. Who is it? Who is it?
Given Wenger yet? Is there a slight chance that he didn't have the full control everyone assumed?
I'll tell you one thing, Lee. I'll tell you one thing, you're definitely punching, mate. I tell you.
Yeah, call me Jason Punching, mate. I'll be
definitely punching, mate. Have you forgiven Wenger yet? Is there a slight chance that he didn't have the full control? No, I'll tell you what. Look, he had a great.
By the way, so be careful with the words you choose.
He had a great start, and not be funny. He was left with a decent
best defense in the world. Bergkamp, Bergkamp, righty.
When he came, he had to just tweak it a bit, and he was fantastic. But what I will say, even when in his fantastic years, he could never win a title 2 years running. He could never manage back-to-back titles. Yeah. So in that respect, and he couldn't do anything in Europe at all. I mean, there was two seasons where he's done great. I mean, there was that season where we should have, with the Invincibles, where we were too concentrated on being unbeaten rather than we should have won the Champions League that year. I don't care what in 2004. It was there for us to win it, yeah. And in 2006 in the final, I think he took the wrong players off.
100%. That substitution fucked us up. Yeah. You don't take off a goal scorer, mate.
He was unlucky. I watched the other day the video, the 2007-2008 again. He was unlucky with that Eduardo thing, with that injury to Eduardo.
Yeah. We would have won the league that year.
And I think that was the beginning where the flaws were, because mentally he went as well. With that when they banned with Gallas crying on the and all that.
Ashley Cole will have Gallas and he'll sit and cry.
Your manager of the team, and that's another thing. Yeah, losing Ashley Cole as well.
Manager. I tell her all the time. Your manager.
Having said all that team, that I didn't realize. You know how close we was that year, mate. We was that close to winning the title that season, you know, and that could have changed everything. But after that, yes, I can't forgive him with the Gazette for employing.
Yep. In on the interview process.
Where on earth, right? Do you employ your you decide you interview your boss? What's that all about?
Yeah. Right, well, thanks for that, Claude, because I'm definitely not getting laid tonight, mate. Thanks for that.
No.
I tell her all the time. I say he's put our football club back a decade.
And I mean, Ivan Gazidis, after when Gazidis came in, that's when the whole thing went down, because he employed him as well. It's not all Wenger as well. It's not all Wenger.
No, it's not all him. But he took the flag for
he was called by the Gazidis way. Look at the players Gazidis was telling him to get. He went with Gazidis on certain players, didn't he? Like,
Wifey's just said to me, when his book comes out, we'll see a whole lot. I said, don't buy me the book. Yeah.
I've already pre-ordered it for Christmas.
She's already pre-ordered it. Do you know what I mean? Fuck you. What's going on here? You're a manager, yeah? You read it. Yeah.
oh,
Right, let's do one more question. Come on, spam the chat with one more question. Thank you to over 1,000 people that watched at one point as well. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to Claude as always. Love you to bits, man. You're always welcome on there, and I'll always help you out and try and help you figure out how you do stuff on YouTube, because I know you're as silly as me with it.
But I'm an old man, and I'm not young.
Yeah, I'm not so far behind you either, by the way.
No, yeah. Look at this bloody green screen collapsing on me tonight. That shows you.
Well, at least you've fucking got one. I ordered a green screen off Amazon España, yeah? It's a pull-up green screen. So you pull it up from the ground. You sit on the ground, you pull it up. It's about this wide, yeah?
Yeah, it's nice.
Right? Per pucker. Over 140 quid that fucker cost me, right? So it turns up, I pull it up, it's got a fucking massive tear in the corner of it. So I was like, right, that's going back. So they come and get it back. We had to wrap it back up. Yeah, they take it back. Then they reckon they delivered it last Monday. I said, you're chatting bollocks, right? So they went, oh, we can deliver it again on Thursday. I said, no, give me my fucking money back. Yeah, I'll order a different one. Yeah, absolute joke. At least you've got a green screen. Huh?
Yeah.
We still ain't had the refund yet either. That was when? Last Friday, Saturday? Yeah, last Thursday. Amazon España have still not refunded us the money. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. Let's do one more comment. Let's do one more. Right, let's go. Rig up the apartments at Highbury and remodel it as our stadium again. The centre circle's still there. Right, let's do one comment. Here we go. We'll go with this. Big up my boy Sate. He says, Claude, what structure should Arsenal apply to be able to win the league within 5 years? Sack everyone and start again. The board are the worst.
I think everything from top to bottom there. I mean, 5 years, it can be done. Look at Chelsea. I mean, they went 10th and they won the league the next season. Look at Leicester. I mean, all right, they failed in the end. Look at Leicester, the way they've come up and won the league, and even this year.
Yeah,
I think that
you don't need to throw big money at it. You just need good recruitment. A board of directors.
Look at Liverpool. They rose. They done it.
Yeah, our board of directors are the problem. They're all Liverpool late 80s and 90s, mate.
Yeah, I think you've got to look at the academies as well. The academy, what's the coaching? I think that's a big thing as well. The coaching in the academy. Get people that can actually coach in the academy, that can bring these defenders, as you said earlier, that they're not coming through, are they? Like Medley now has gone to Gillingham. You know what I'm saying? They're not coming through. They're not coming through. I was hearing high hopes of Ballard. I don't know where's he gone.
We sold him. We sold him to Shakhtar or somewhere, didn't we? I'm sure we sold him abroad.
You know,
800 grand sold him. We've just loaned out Zek Medley, loaned him out. You know, he played under Emery in Europa League, loaned him out. You know, and this is the problem. I think from top to bottom, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United. Yeah, Man United's slightly different because they're massive, they're huge, they're stupid amounts of money. But all of these clubs play from top to bottom. And do you remember back in the early days of Wenger, when we used to have players coming from the youth team, they already bedded in because it was top to bottom. We played the same way.
That's what I'm trying to say. If you remember our great defenders, they're all from the academy, aren't they? Adams, O'Leary, they're all from the academy. Adams, O'Leary, all these players that come from the academy. Great players. I mean, all right, we got Dixon and Winterburn and players like that. We bought them as well, but that was clever thinking as well, because George knew he could go down the division and pick out a player and say he's good enough. You know what I mean? That's another thing George Graham was good at. He was
class, man. Proper manager.
He picked out Steve Bold. He picked out Lee Dixon, Nigel Winter, players like that. You know
Martin Keown. Yeah, the ball's the problem for me. Listen, thank you to everyone who has watched live. I do appreciate that. Loads of people watching live. If you want to become a member, feel free. The link is in the description. If you don't, you don't. It's no drama. We've had over 4,500 people watch that. 4,000 people, sorry, watch that. So thank you very much to everyone who has watched. I do appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who put their comments and questions in.
You're on again tonight, man.
Say again, mate.
You're on again.
Yeah, come on, work. Just call me Rihanna, mate. Just call me Rihanna. I'll start twerking in a minute if you're lucky. Yeah, I want to get. If you want to jump on, feel free, man. Chig's coming on.
I'm actually going on the Stephen Feeney's channel.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I thought. Yeah.
So,
I remember that. Yeah.
But I'm sure you've got Chig on tonight.
Yeah, Chig's coming on. Watch along. Chiggy Chig coming on.
Lovely guy.
Yeah, Chig sound, man, and he'll be on. We'll be doing the Wolves watch along. It's Wolves is a little. It's kind of not my second team, but I've got a little soft spot for Wolves. Obviously, being with wifey and pops is from Wolves. He loves Wolves. He was nearly crying the day we beat him, wasn't he? He had the right fucking arm, didn't he? He went to bed 7 o'clock at night. He fucked off to bed. He still took us to the airport the next morning, though. Cheers, pops. And I do think they'll win tonight. I think they'll beat Sevilla 3-1. So there we go. But thank you, Claude. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I'm out of here, man. Laters, peeps.